Hello everybody, this is a 15-minute practice for those on the challenge and anybody else who wants a nice general well-rounded 15-minute yoga practice. I have in addition to my mats, of course, I have a bolster and I have a blanket which I have tri-folded. So it's taken from the shoulder stand size and I've tri-folded it there and I'm putting the blanket on the bolster. And to start my practice, I'm going to start in Supta Swastikasana. So the reclining auspicious pose. So I'm sitting in front of the bolster about 1 fist distance, more or less. You have to kind of judge the right distance for your particular body. Let's start with the right leg in front of the left leg. Bring your hands alongside the bolster and then lift up and then take the spine, the center of the spine, right down onto the bolster. And make sure this tri-folded blanket comes right to the top of the shoulders. And then take a moment to adjust the buttocks flesh away. And once you're in the pose a couple of moments, just make sure that the arch in your back isn't too extreme. If it is, move your pelvis further away from the bolster. And then once you're there, you can bring the arms alongside the body. Now I'm wearing glasses. I'm going to leave them on. But if you wear glasses like me, then for any kind of restorative pose, which this is, you want to remove your glasses and just take a moment. It's nice to start your practice with a restorative pose. Sometimes people come to class early and they do Supta Baddha Konasana or legs up the wall pose. It's nice to recover your energy before you start challenging yourself. In this pose, you can also raise your arms up and you can hold onto the elbows and lengthen the sides of the trunk. Okay, and then we'll bring the arms back alongside the body. Of course, you can stay longer in these poses. Restorative poses can be held 15 minutes, 20 minutes. So reverse the cross of the legs. And we're just doing a few minutes here at the beginning of the practice. Feel the difference between the crossings of the legs. And then bring your arms up and just hold your arms as you always do and then switch the cross of the arms as well. Pull the elbows back. If this is bothersome to the shoulders, then just keep your arms at your sides with your palms up. So this could be your whole 15-minute practice. I'll give you a little secret. If you feel like that's what you need, then that's what's most important. Not sticking to some schedule, some agenda that your mind has put forward, but rather feeling what it is you need on any particular day, and then making your practice fit that. And then, once you've done that, you might find that things change, and then you can bring in some other things that you didn't think of at the beginning once you have recovered some energy. Okay, so we'll prepare to come up out of this pose. So press your hands down onto the floor alongside your bolster and then lead with your chest, not your head or your neck, as you come up out of the pose. Good. Now stretch out your legs in Dandasana. Press the fronts of the thighs into the backs of the thighs. And now we'll do Adho Mukha Virasana. So move the bolster to the side for now. And if you have knee sensitivity, you can open up this blanket and you can put it under the knees. Okay, you can also put the blanket up behind the knees, the edge of the blanket up behind the knees if you have any shoulder sensitivity, and you might need a blanket in between your hips and your feet. Okay, and then keep your hips right on the feet so my knees are wider than my hips and I'm sitting down on my feet are pointed and the tips of my big toes are touching. So I keep my hips on and I come forward into Adho Mukha Virasana. Moving my hips backwards, sides of my chest forwards. I enjoy holding on to the sides of the sticky mat and stretching the sticky mat forward to move my hips back, the hip creases back, my abdomen goes back. And then once you have that, you can let go with the hips moving backwards, but the sides of the chest coming forward. Okay, and then come on up and we'll do Uttanasana now with the legs wide and the knees bent at first, okay? So don't worry if you have any lower back sensitivity. Just take the feet wide apart, as wide as the sticky mat. with the outer edges of your feet in line with that mat. Bring your hands out and just have the knees bent. This is a good thing to do, just to stretch the back on both sides of the spine. There's stiffness for a lot of us there. Relax the head, relax the jaw. And then a lot of you will stay here. Otherwise, you can come up to the wall and put your hands onto the wall and walk your feet back like we do at the beginning of some classes. Others of you can just extend your legs fully into Uttanasana. So you're drawing the thighs up and spreading the backs of the thighs out, away from each other, releasing the ribs down, releasing the head down, fully extending the legs. Okay, and then bring the hands to the hips, reach the chest forward, and up you come. Bring your feet hip distance apart, sitting bone distance apart, and bring the inner edges of your feet so they're parallel. So Tadasana with the feet apart. Bring your body weight back into the heels, lift up through the fronts of the thighs, lift up through the sides of your chest, bring your shoulders back and extend your arms downwards, keeping the crown of the head lifting upwards. Tadasana. And then Urdhva Hastasana. Let's bring the arms all the way this way and then up and have your palms forward. So Urdhva Hastasana with the palms forward. Press the heels down and again lift up through the sides of the chest. Keep your arms extended. Relax the back upper neck muscles down and then bring your arms forward and down. Now bring your arms out to the sides this way. And from the root of the arm, from the right where the arm turns into the shoulder socket, turn your arm there and move the little finger sides of the hands further up. So you really get this strong rotation of the upper arm bone in the shoulder socket. And then come on up. So this is Urdhva Hastasana, upward hand pose with the palms facing each other. So now you can look up. Make sure that the thumbs don't start to get closer. So turn the top of the arm out until the thumbs go out. And shoulder sensitive folks, just go wider with your arms, but try to extend the arms fully. So press the heels down, lift up through the sides of your ribs, and then bring your arms forward and down, coming back to Tadasana. Now join the feet all the way together. Feel free to keep the feet apart if you're on your period today or just need a little bit more width for your balance. Interlace your fingers in front of you, turn your palms forward. Keep your thumbs and little fingers touching, come all the way up. Press the heels down, extend the arms, press the outer arms in and move your inner upper arms back and bring your arms forward and down. Reverse the interlace so your other index finger will be on top. Turn your palms forward, inhale, go all the way up, extend your arms, extend your legs, extend your spine. Relax the back upper neck muscles downwards. And then bring your arms forward and down. Good, now we'll do Utkatasana against the wall. So come to the wall, bring your buttocks to the wall, bring your feet forward about 2 feet, and when you bend your knees, keep your knees together. Now you can also do this with your feet apart. It's nice to have a foam brick in between the knees if you do it with the feet apart. Draw the sides of your waist back. Draw the sides of the waist back and press into the heels and raise your arms upwards. Go all the way up. Extend the arms. So Utkatasana with the support of the wall. And release. Okay, now Trikonasana with the outer left foot against the wall. So bring your outer left foot against the wall. Step your right leg all the way out. Lift up your right arm. Bring your right foot out under the hand. And then turn your right leg all the way out from the top of the thigh. And really make sure that that leg has really turned. Lift your right arm up and reach out and bring your right hand down to your leg. Come higher. If you find that you're leaning forward, come higher. Any stability issues, have a brick under your hand there. Otherwise, press your heels down, pull up through your legs, lift your chest, turn the tops of your arms out, move your head away from your chest. Utthita Trikonasana. If there's no neck sensitivity, lift your chin away from the chest and look upwards towards that left thumb with your right eye. And then pull up with your left arm and come up out of the pose. Turn that right foot in and we'll go to the other side. So bring your right foot to the wall. Step the left leg all the way out. Lift up your left arm. Make sure that your left foot's out under that hand. Turn your left leg all the way out. So this leg really has to turn. Push the right foot into the wall. Raise your arms. Go out and come into Utthita Trikonasana. So press the heels down. Extend your legs. Lift up through the kneecaps. Lift your chest. Turn the tops of your arms out. Lift your head away from the chest. And if there's no neck sensitivity, lift your chin first away from your breastbone and then look up at that right thumb from your left eye. And then pull yourself up with that right arm as you come up out of the pose. Bring your arms and your legs back together. Take a moment in Tadasana. Feel the effects of Utthita Trikonasana. Okay, now we'll do Ardha Chandrasana, again with the side to the wall. So real simple version. Just stand in Tadasana with the right side of your back against towards the wall here. And then you'll bend down, have your knees bent. You can bring your hand down to a brick. I'm using this molding here, but I'm leaning back into the wall. And just take Ardha Chandrasana. That's it. So straighten your standing leg, lengthen your lifted leg, lean back into the wall, use that wall for support, lift the pelvis up off of the standing leg thigh, and then bend your knee and come down. And we'll do the other side. So turn now with the left side of your body to the wall, bend your knees like a mini Utkatasana, and then bring your left hand down onto the molding and bring this right leg up. Straighten your standing left leg. Extend your lifted leg. Lift your pelvis up off of your standing leg. That's where a lot of the work is in this pose. And then take your right arm upwards. Extend your legs, extend your arms, lift your chest. Again, you can look up here, lifting the chin away from the chest, and you can look up or just look straight forward. That's fine as well. And then bend the standing leg knee and come down. And again, just stand in Tadasana, breathe, feel the effects of the pose. And then we'll do Prasarita Padottanasana. Take your legs wide apart. So bring your feet all the way out under the hands. Bring the outer edges of the feet so they're parallel to each other. Bring your hands to the hips. Roll your shoulders back. Lift your chest way up and then come forward. Now you might need to use that bolster under your fingertips, or if you have bricks, you can use bricks, you can use a chair, but get the concave to come in your back. And then, those of you going further, bend your elbows straight backwards and bring your head down to the floor, keeping your shoulders lifting, extending your legs, and moving the inner legs away from each other. So press into the outer edges of your feet to spread the inner legs. Keep your elbows parallel and your forearms parallel. And then come forward with your hands, lift your chest. You can wiggle the feet in once or twice. Bring your hands to the hips, reach the chest forward and come on up. Bring your legs back together. And again, stand in Tadasana, feel the effects of the pose. And now we'll put our legs up on that bolster, which will feel really delicious. You can also have a blanket, of course, for the head. So the bolster comes a little bit away from the wall. It's not pushed all the way into the wall. And then I just get my hip onto the bolster and my hips all the way to the wall. And then I bring my body alongside the edge of the sticky mat and I swing my legs up. And I want to get my hips right into that pocket. My sitting bones, really. It's not all of your hips. It's just the sitting bones right into that pocket between the wall and the bolster. And then we'll take the legs wide apart here. Again, if you need a blanket for your head, take a blanket for your head. And this is a more restorative pose. So if you wear glasses, take them off. I'm not going to be taking mine off right now. So extend the arms this way, extend the legs. So you're reaching the inner thighs to the inner knees, to the inner heels. Extend your arms away from your hips. Deepen your breath. Make sure the toes don't drop downwards towards the floor or lift upwards. The toes go straight out to the middle of the room. And you're trying to move the backs of your thighs closer to the wall. They may not get there today, but that's the effort in the posture. And then bring your arms back alongside the body. Use your hands to bring your legs back together. And now just resting in classic Vipariti Karani. So roll the outer thighs in, lengthen the inner legs up to the inner feet, and rest your arms at your sides. Relax your jaw, relax your tongue, relax your eyes. At a certain point, the legs just begin to do what they need to do. So you align them at first in this pose, and then you just let them relax. So they'll do what they do at a certain point. Okay, and then to come out of this pose, just bend the knees and slide back until you end up with your buttocks in front of that bolster. And then roll to your side. Feel free to take a more classic Shavasana now, or those of you who'd like to, you can continue on with your practice. Otherwise, that's a great 15-minute practice to work with. Namaste.